So I picked up about 4 3/4 pounds of lamb shanks from Butcher on the Block, which I had them cut into smaller, more manageable pieces, and also to expose that bone marrow. I also picked up 4 3/4 pounds of lamb shoulder for a little extra meat, also bone in to add some flavor as well. But as you can see, it really exposes the marrow when I had the Butcher on the Block cut those into smaller pieces. It will add more depth to the consomme. Here I have 8 guajillo chili peppers and 4 chile pasilla. I usually would use ancho in addition to the guajillo, but I was totally out of it and I could not find it at the store. I take those peppers and I toast them over an open flame on my stove over a medium-high flame, just until nice and fragrant, about 8 to 10 seconds at the very most. I split those peppers and I remove the seeds completely. Otherwise, they can become pretty bitter, and the dried peppers can already be a little bit bitter. It doesn't require scissors. You can use your fingers. Just don't rub your eyes, as some of these peppers can be spicy. We're going to place those dried, cleaned chilies into a small pot. Add about 1.5 cups of water, just almost to cover them, not quite. They'll float as well. Place that over a high flame to bring to a boil. Reduce to a simmer and cover and simmer for about 5 minutes. Additional ingredients were fresh thyme, Mexican oregano, onion, tomato, cinnamon stick, clove, black pepper, salt, cumin, bay leaf, garlic paste or garlic cloves, and chipotle peppers. I took those dried chili peppers that we softened for about 5 to 8 minutes, added those to the blender, and I'm going to add my other ingredients as well, including the clove and the cinnamon stick, and break those down as well. It really releases their flavor. You can choose to leave those whole. Just add them to your pot with the lamb if you don't enjoy that pungent flavor of the cinnamon and clove. Add a little bit of that chili pepper water. Not too much in the beginning, but that'll help puree it. We don't want too much of a volume because we want those blades really attacking those ingredients. And just get it started by pulsing it. You might have to pick up the blender and shake it a minute, and then put it back on there, pulse it again. Once you get it going, breaking down those ingredients, then you can add a little more of that pepper water and really get it nice and smooth. We end up straining this consomme in the end regardless, but we want to break everything down really nice, as you can see. Add that to your lamb in a nice heavy Dutch oven. Here I'm using a 12-quart Le Creuset. Add about 1 cup of water for a little extra moisture and consomme. And then I'm going to cover it and place it in a 325-degree oven for exactly 3 hours. I pulled it out of the oven at 2 hours, and it was looking beautiful, but it still wasn't fork tender. A fork should slide right into that meat like a knife through room temperature butter. As you can see here, it is literally fork tender. It just comes apart. No effort whatsoever. I've removed it from the pot, separated the consomme from the meat. I end up pulling the meat off of the bone to chop that up for tacos, but as you can see, you can literally pull it apart with your hands. I pulled a shank out for myself that evening, and it was just delicious and succulent. The broth is very concentrated at this point. You can stretch it later with a little water or unsalted chicken broth.